Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. And welcome to another episode of Glass Half Full, a podcast and a safe platform where we talk with a variety of teachers, entrepreneurs, spiritualists, uplifters, givers, shakers, and serenaders. Everyone has a lesson to learn and a lesson to share. Let's use our life experiences to enrich someone's heart, mind, spirit, and soul. Through sharing our experiences, we can be a learning inspiration for one another. I'm your host, Chris Levens. Let's welcome today's guest, Mr. Travis Hardman. And Travis is here. Yes.
Hey, Chris, how are you?
Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing great.
Good. We're glad to have you here. Let's tell the audience a little bit about you. What's going on?
Okay.
Travis is from Arizona, living in Japan. He is a rapper formerly in a group called Frankenstyle, now making music solo and working on collaborations with other artists. He makes videos and has a vlog-style channel on YouTube called Just Another Day Hardman. I love that. He's made several music videos for himself, his former group, and other artists. He is also a teacher and makes children's learning videos. He's lived in Japan for over 13 years and takes part in Japanese festivals such as Omikoshi, a Japanese traditional festival where people from around the community carry shrines through the town. They bless the homes and the people as well who celebrate the community. All right, Travis.
That's it. Wow. You did your research.
I do what I can.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Good job at it.
Well, let's jump right on in.
Yep.
And I want you to tell us like a blueprint. I can speak today. Tell us a blueprint of your life, meaning about where you're from, about your family. Do you have any siblings? Anything of that sort?
Yeah. So me and my family, we bounced around California for a while. My dad was on a painting renovation group where he just flew all over the country. And for some years, my mom would follow him, even when she was pregnant with me. And while she was pregnant with me, I traveled like over 30 states or something. So she gave me the name Travis, which means the traveler. And
that's cute.
Yeah, which is funny because I end up living in Japan. So there's some truth to it. We bounced around in California, and then finally we moved up to Arizona when I was about 7.5. And then when I was 11, we moved out to an Indian reservation where it's just all Navajo reservation. It's completely off the grid. No electricity, no water. You have to go haul your own water with big water barrels in the back of a truck. And, it's a different type of living.
Wow.
And that's how I grew up. Yeah, off the grid. And I got a brother. He still lives out there. My mom, she still lives out there. And my sister, she still lives somewhat rural, but not quite off the grid. Yeah, but everybody's, we all grew up that way, and they're still kind of living the same life. And I'm living the opposite, living in Japan, turning on light switches and heating up floors. And, it's different.
Yes. So how did you get all the way here to Japan? What brought you here?
Well, a woman initially brought me here.
Ladies.
Yeah, that's right. I was living 3 years in Las Vegas with my best friend, and he had a huge interest in Japanese people because in Las Vegas, the biggest amount of tourists are Japanese. Like the Japanese tourism is insane in Las Vegas. I would think so. Wow. Brazil probably competes pretty well.
Really?
For whatever reason.
Brazil are coming to Vegas.
All the time. People from around the world. And my job used to be working at the Stratosphere Tower, the big tower you always see in, Las Vegas. It looks like the Seattle, what is that called?
Oh, yes.
The nose, needle nose, or whatever it is. So a big tall tower, right? Tokyo Tower for people in Japan. So I worked there, and as guests would come in, they were going to go up to the top of the tower, and I would ask them where they're from, and then I would swindle them into taking a free to take picture and then sell it when they came back down.
Oh,
in front
wow.
of one of those green screen things. So I met people from around the world, and so did he. He worked at the attractions on top, the roller coasters and all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
And so all the customers are, so many of the customers were Japanese. So he learned Japanese. He started hanging out Japanese students from college, and then he introduced me to them.
Hmm.
And then I met my Japanese girlfriend and ended up moving to Japan.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a long story to go in all of it, but
No, it's
long
okay.
story short,
Look, we all have those long stories.
yeah,
That's
it
okay.
wasn't just like, oh, Japanese girl moving to Japan. There's a there was a lot of thought that went into it, but I just had a point, and I always come up at these points in my life where just everything's coming down on you.
Mm.
Your manager is sticking it to you. You're not doing good with your friend. Everything comes from every angle, and I never want to lose, so I always stick it out and try to like win.
Hmm.
But some things you can't, and you just got to move on, and you could take that as a sign from God or the universe that it's time to move on, and the stars just aligned. That's how I ended up in Las Vegas as well.
Wow.
So when Vegas went bad, it seemed like here's this opportunity to go to Japan at the age of 23. If things don't work out,
Hmm.
I can always come back and have a story of living in Japan.
Hey,
So
that's what it's about, right? You
yeah,
can
and
always come back.
exactly. But I never left. I stayed in Japan the whole time.
That's what happens. They keep you here. They
Yeah,
keep
it's
you.
a good life. That's
It
it's
is a
hard
good
to
life.
give up some of the luxuries here.
It is a good
Safety,
life. Yes.
health. Yeah,
Yes. Definitely. I mean, we can all go to the doctors and the dentists freely without feeling like, not like in America where you feel like, oh my gosh, I don't have it, or I got to sneak out of here before they give me the bill, or I ain't even going because I ain't got no money to pay. Like,
absolutely, absolutely.
so.
And opportunities, because we're so different, because we're foreigners, and because Japan was such an isolated country for so long in the world's history,
Mhm.
the longest. And we pop up like, hey, with big smiles, and we look different. They're like, oh, you want to try to do this? We're like, absolutely.
Yeah.
So someone who has no experience doing music or plays or comedy or acting or whatever it may be, you might get that opportunity here. Just out of the clear blue sky. So anything that you've been interested in doing in your whole life,
Mhm.
if you do it, I feel like living in Japan kind of like instantly magnifies it, instantly amplifies it to where all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm booked for a live show and I've never done a live show before. There's going to be 55 people, and some of the bands here are kind of famous, and it's just like it's mind blowing. It's like in the states it can happen as well,
Mhm.
but so many people are outgoing in the states and doing that kind of stuff, and so many talented people that it's almost a deterrent for some people. But when you come to Japan, you go, oh, why not? Maybe it might work out. Let's see what happens. Worst comes to worst, it's Japan. No one's gonna find out back home or something. There's almost like this kind of safety
It's a
net
perfect
feeling,
place to make a mistake, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Nobody will know. It's true. Can you tell
Yeah.
us a few things that you've learned on your journey to get to where you are today?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the first things is be yourself. And I know that's almost cliche to say. And in the day of SNS, where you're constantly getting, photos of Leonardo DiCaprio with the glass up saying, giving you life quotes. But it's really important to be yourself because nobody is you.
True.
Like the one thing that you can zoom in on yourself is just look at your hand, you see your fingerprint, and realize not one person in this universe has the same fingerprint.
It's so true.
And if you look at yourself like that fingerprint, which you are, you can really let go of your insecurities and concerns of like what people are going to think about you or how they're going to react. It's just a waste of your time. You realize I'm just me, so I can only do me. And
Mhm.
if you just do yourself, everything just it feels so much better because it's you. You did it
It's
on
true.
your own terms. You did it for you. You didn't do it for anyone else. And because of that, it's super unique. There's always going to be people who don't like what you do, but
Mhm.
there's always going to be people who like what you do. So you got to remember like what I'm doing. Yeah, my mom might say she doesn't like it or it's too vulgar, or my brother might think it's a little too poppy sounding, or you know what I mean.
Mhm.
But
Popular
there's
sounding.
someone around, there's someone around the world though, like in England, who just came across that song in a stream and was like, "Whoa, this is so different. They're really doing their own thing. I like this." You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So just do you, because there's someone just like you on the other side of the planet who might catch, what you did. And even if they only listened to it once and they never shared, doesn't matter. You planted the seed in that person to be more like themselves. So you being yourself spreads, spreads. I don't want to say disease, but spreads like
Spreads like
a
Rona.
trend. Yeah, spreads like Rona.
No, but
But
it's
it
true.
spreads.
It's true.
Yeah, and then you get more unique music and art and food and all that stuff. So you supporting yourself by being yourself helps other people do the same, and in return, everybody gets wonderful things from everyone.
No, it's true. It's true. You're right.
Yeah.
That is it. That is it. That's a good answer.
Yep.
Look, we can
I
end the
have more.
podcast right here. Oh, okay. Okay. We say we can go ahead on, folks. Thank y'all for joining in. Go ahead. Go
But
ahead. Take it. Take
I'd
it.
say, okay, I'll go through it. Don't be afraid to struggle or be broke.
Oh,
Or
amen
to,
on that for being broke.
yeah,
Don't be
or
afraid.
or to make mistakes, because that's the stuff that teaches you. And when you get it, that's what keeps you humble. When you get it, say someone gives you $1,000,000, you're gonna blow it all in 2 seconds. You don't know how to manage it. But if you were broke and struggling, you know what it's like, and you know what that money means to you, and it's gonna make you a better person. So don't worry about not fitting in, or being poor, or being fat or skinny or tall or short. You just do you. That's the main thing.
And like when you say broke, just for people who are listening, like we're talking about no money people. You know,
Oh,
some
broke,
folks say
broke.
broke and they still got
Yeah.
$250 in their wallet. No, when you
Hmm.
say broke, like we say broke, that means
Yeah.
maybe I got 30 cents, maybe I got $1. And that's it. Like we talking about
Yeah.
broke, no money in the bank, no money at home,
Yeah.
a hand ready to
Mom,
write some checks that with no money
mom
in the bank
can't
to cash
mom
them.
can't
Like,
help you.
yeah, like for real, you know. And I used to look at people and be like, "You're not broke." Like I see dead presidents in your wallet. Like you're not broke. To me means I have nothing. I have no money, and maybe on the verge of being like, I'm gonna ask somebody, because that's broke.
Yeah.
You know. So you're right.
And scared to death, like where you're gonna sleep, what you're gonna eat, who to tell, who not to tell.
Because everybody, you know, this is, you can't tell everybody your business because people don't understand, and some people don't do right by it. So it is true. It becomes a secretive thing that you feel that you're dealing with yourself, you know. So
A shameful thing.
yes,
You feel
shame.
shame, and you gotta. That's where you need to really be careful, because there's so many times where I felt ashamed of myself, or ashamed of my family, even like knowing that they were gonna tease me because the way my family was dressed, or that everybody else drives in a car, but my family walked there. Like all those stuff just ate me up, and it made me nasty. It made me a mean person. I had to have thick skin, and I wanted to hurt anybody before they could hurt me. So it's not good. It's good. You got to just let go of that. And it's not in your hands. Like if you're poor, if you're broke, if this is where your family's at, you can just do the best you can. That's it.
And you don't
you
have to stay there. It's a moment. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not a lifetime, and so that's the thing that you have to realize too about being broke. That it's for the moment. And
I love that. You got to remind yourself, this is just right now.
yes,
When you're in high school and someone's got your face pinned down on the desk, you got to remember, this is just right now. This ain't going to be, me in 20 years.
you're right.
This is right now. And this sucks, but I'm going to handle this. I'm going to get over this, and we're going to get where we want to get. Yep.
Yeah, you're right. Awesome. Let me ask you, can you tell us a lot, kind of along these lines, what is it that you're most passionate about? You spoke about a few things, but what is it that you really feel that drives you, or the number one passion, if you have number one passion? What is it?
Oh, okay. It's hard because I have a lot of passions, I suppose. But if you held me down as like pick one, it'd be music, because I grew up with music. My family's music, they're all musical. You know, it's just most beautiful storytelling through sound, and you can be anything, do anything, say anything. Uh, it's it's such a raw expression. Like it's literally like be like, close your eyes and I'm going to tell you a story and you're going to imagine it. But instead, I'm speeding it up and doing it with rhythm and giving you different feelings as I'm telling you. And then it's in your head. If I come out and I'm like, all white shoes, all white, right away, you're picturing me in some hip hop video with like these beautiful white Jordans on and this big puffy white jacket. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it gives that imagery.
so it's the most crazy expression of art for me to to create. So I'd say music. However, I love making videos. Videos is definitely one of my major passions as well, which is cool because it goes
Well, it's
perfectly
music
with
videos,
music.
right? They're music videos.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, so it's
perfect.
falls under the same bridge, same
Hmm.
umbrella. Yeah,
Yeah. But
awesome.
I love storytelling. Even without music, I like storytelling with videos. Just sometimes and throwing in little secret things. So like if people watch it twice, they're like, "Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, that's
Oh, look
funny.
at
That's
you
clever." I always
going
have like a
a
little.
little deeper level.
I always do.
Okay.
Even with the lyrics, I always have like a double meaning or a triple meaning. Like I want I want this person to think that the song is about this, and I want this other person to think the song is about this.
Hmm.
And then I know in between that, some other person is going to get some totally other idea of what the song means or what the video means. So it's you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like
no,
creating
everybody's
a puzzle.
interpretation. That's what it's about,
Yeah,
right?
I love it.
Where they walk away feeling like, okay, I got something else out of it. You're like, okay, good.
Mm.
Touching on everybody. Let me ask you, what are, or I can say, who are your motivators? Who are the people that motivate you?
Most of my friends, because I mean, one thing it's an advice thing too. You have to really be careful who you spend a lot of your time with, and you can love people as much as you love them,
Speak
but
on it.
if you feel like they're kind of weighing down on you emotionally anyway, or maybe a little too judgmental or a little too cold or standoffish, you don't have enough time in the day. And there's beautiful, wonderful friends who are on the same mission you are, maybe doing different stuff. I mean, you might have one person who's a painter and another person who's a rapper, but because they're friends, they both motivate each other by seeing what each other are doing. It's like, oh, you got an exhibit? Yeah, man, uh, they're gonna have a DJ. Do you want to try rapping there? Now you're doing collaborations, and then you meet more people through them, and
Hmm.
so you want to make a web, a network for yourself, just in general in life, just as friends. Say you're not trying to be a rapper or trying to make videos or anything like that. Say I'm just a normal person. I like my 9 to 5 job. When you go out, you should make it a point to find people that you get along with and enjoy being around, and who are uplifting and encouraging, and also people that you can look
Yes.
up to, like, wow, look at them go, they work well. Like,
Hmm.
the way they direct everything, you'll take a piece of that and you'll go to work with that and you'll do even better at your job, and then you get a raise, and then you'll get promoted to like a supervisor or a leader or a manager of some sort. So I
Hmm.
think it's important to hang around people that motivate you. Some people might need help, and it's okay to go see them and give them some of your time. And
Hmm.
because sometimes people don't have anybody in the world, and it might just be you. So I don't believe in the secret of the universe. Like, just think good thoughts and they'll come, and think negative thoughts and they'll come.
You would
Some
get
people just
smacked.
have. Sometimes, well, we're not all thinking negative thoughts when an asteroid hits the Earth and blows us up.
Yeah,
Some
this
things
is.
just happen. Bad things happen. So
I
when
know that's
something
right.
so when something bad happens with one of my friends and I see they're going through a hard time, and even if they're being a little nasty towards me, I'll go out of my way to give them as much as I can, but not all of it. I
Hmm.
still give myself plenty of time for me to do me and
You have
my
to.
friends who uplift me. Yeah. But to be honest, I mean, a lot of my friends are they either own their own, you know, voice training school, or authors of books, or my friends are all over the place. They make their own, you know, art designs that they sell to like Japanese baseball teams, and it was just a hobby, but now they're making money. Like
Nice.
that's what motivates me. My friends going, dude, guess what happened? I'm like, what? And they're like, the Hanshin Tigers love my drawing, and they might buy all my designs.
Wow.
It's like, yes, you know, like 2 years ago, it was just a hobby, but he kept doing it. He loved it. So those are the kind of things. Even just recently, just recently I started I got referenced from a guy I used to do jam sessions with all the time. Another one of his friends was looking for a rapper. And he was like, dude, I know this guy, Travis. He's a really good guy. He's a good rapper and just all around good guy. So I trust giving his name to you. So he called me up, and you could tell he's a kind of a shy guy. And he was like, I want to know a little bit about me because the studio's at his house. So, you know, he doesn't want any random people coming over.
Okay.
Exactly. So, but I show up and I just did me, and right away he's like, whoa, you're pretty confident, huh? And I was like, I guess, you know. He's like, no, I mean, you're just so open and happy and, you know, outgoing. I was like, yeah, I don't have time to be upset and sad all the time, you know. And he just laughed, and we hit it off right away.
Nice.
We made some song for somebody else, and just a short amount of time I worked with them, just getting the melodies done. He's like, hey man, can you give me your bank account? I want to throw you some money for the last session. I was like,
yes. Okay.
I was like, well, let's do it maybe later. He's like, no. I just, you know, it's easier. Just when money comes to me, I just throw a little money towards you.
Wow,
and
that's nice.
There'll be more money later and stuff like that. So it's just cool. That's why I say always be you, be the best you. Like just be outgoing, look people in the eyes,
and people
smile,
see
be
it.
sincere.
People see it. Even my mom used to always say, do what's right, because even if no one is looking, someone is looking. You know, and you get in the habit of doing what's right. But people pay attention to this type of stuff. And it's, you know, for you to be who you are and just to be in confidence about yourself, it's important. And people see that and they feel like, hey, you know, I want to have a friend like that, or I want to be more like that. And I think that's nice. It's like a beacon of light that folks can follow and see. They can notice it. In closing, I just want to ask one last question to you.
Okay.
Before that we go. I'd like to ask, is your glass half empty or half full?
Ooh, I would say half full. Oh, that's a difficult question. I was thinking about that. Half empty or half full? I mean, I can make an argument that it's half empty. I can make an argument that it's half full.
There is
the
no
feeling,
argument. It's just an answer. Whatever you decide.
I would say half full. And the reason I say half full is because if I died right now, I'm good. But I still want to fill that glass up. I'm good with everything that's inside my cup right now, up to this moment. Tragedies, trauma, great experiences, wonderful, you know, deep love, all these different things. Right now, I'm okay to die, happy, like I'm good. But there's so much you can do and so much more you can share. And it's so fun. It's so fun to live it.
Nice.
So, yeah, half full.
Okay.
Half full sounds bad, though. Half full sounds like I only got halfway done or something.
Well, I mean, it's everyone's interpretation. I don't think there's a wrong answer.
Okay.
Right? So, yeah, it's good. Do you have any final thoughts or a final message for everyone?
Well, first off, I just want to say thank you for having me on.
Yeah,
and
it's a pleasure.
Yeah, I like this. It's fun to tell people about maybe things that you've done or things that you want to do or things that you're trying to do, so other people do the same.
Yes.
Because life's too short not to. So just get out there and do it. Whatever it is you want to do, go do it. I'm having a blast making music and making videos and talking on podcasts.
Yes, get out there and do it, people. You hear that? Get out there and do it.
Do a push-up.
Right. So tell us, how do we find you? How do we get a hold of you? What's your information? And please speak slowly. Give it to us.
Yeah. Recently, I've just been doing Instagram. I'd say is my main one. So it's my last name and also my rapper name is Hardman. Hard, Hard, Man, man. Hardman. And then Travis, my first name, Travis. Hardman Travis at Instagram, at Facebook, at Twitter, at all of them.
Oh, okay. That makes it easy. Hardman Travis.
Yeah. But I mean, if anybody wanted to get a hold of me or see what I do, just check me out at Instagram. That's probably the quickest way to see what I'm up to.
Excellent. Okay, folks, y'all heard that. Y'all get on the Instagram. I'm sure half of everybody is on the Instagram already. So just go to that page and favorite Hardman Travis so you can find out all the awesome things that he's going to be continuing to doing and currently doing now. We want to thank you again for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Having you as a guest here on Glass Half Full. And we look forward to having you back again in the near future.
One quick thing I just want to let you know. As we were talking, I've been drinking this tea, and the tea is exactly halfway full right now. I want to sign out with that.
Thanks so much for having you. Take care.
Thanks so much, Chris. Yeah.
All righty.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See ya.
Thank you. And thank you for all our listeners, everyone who's listening in to Glass Half Full, a safe platform for everyone to share their life experiences. Once again, I'm your host, Chris Levens. Please subscribe, follow, and rate this podcast for more learning experiences. Until next time, be blessed. See ya.